I want to thank the organizer of this program. And at the end of this program, I would love to be knowledgeable in every part of information technology and also improve myself in tech and information system. Thank you very much.
Basically get an idea for basic navigation of the Windows operating system. So there are various operating systems. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. Yeah. Before I even go on, if you guys haven't heard of operating systems before, can I see your hand? Everybody here has heard of operating systems. Okay, so you guys have an idea of what an operating system is. Do you guys have an idea? Okay, so if I want to ask what's an operating system, who will be able to give me an answer? There's no wrong answer. You are free to express yourself. That's why my class actually gets to learn. So you can give me any answer you feel is appropriate to the question. So in your own idea or in your own thought process, what do you think an operating system is? Anybody?
Developed by microsystems.
Yeah. For this particular one I'm taking you on, it's developed by the Microsoft Corporation. But that's not what an operating system is. Because like I said, there are many operating systems. You guys have heard of system software? I think she spoke about that. So you can go back to that note. Let's go back. If you wrote notes on that, what's the system software? System software.
Set of instructions.
You can speak up,
The software that manages hardware.
Okay. So it's a software that manages hardware, right? So, an example of a system software is what?
Windows,
So Windows, like you said, Linux, like you said, they are all examples of operating system. So, invariably, Windows operating system is also a system software. Am I using Windows? So basically I said that a Windows operating system is also a system software. So and the system software, like you rightly said, manages what? Hardware components, right? So basically what we're saying here is that an operating system manages hardware components. But it doesn't just do that. Also interfaces. So, like, if you want to use your system now, how do you use your system? Use it through an operating system. Do you understand? So, that's the interface. You are interfacing with the Windows operating system, which in turn interfaces with the hardware in your system. Because we all know that computer systems are basically we cannot speak to our computer, and our computer can speak back to us. So it tells something and it displays. So that's the way we interact. That is the interface. If we were to communicate with the system as it's supposed to be, we'll be typing 1 and 0s. And can we make sense of 1 and 0s? So that's basically the essential need of an operating system. So in a way, it interfaces you, the user, the hardware components of your system. So, we understand what an operating system is. That's one of the objectives. Yes. So, we understand what an operating system is. We understand the basic navigation of Windows operating system. So, like I said, our focus here will be on the Windows operating system. So, we will not be taking into consideration Linux, Ubuntu, or the likes. We'll be looking mainly at Windows. Then we'll also be able to use Windows operating systems efficiently. So that means we become proficient, we become very good at using it. So do you understand what we aim to achieve in this class?
Yes.
Alright, let's move on. So, an introduction, okay, so basically giving a brief of system I wrote it controls the functionality of computer systems, e.g. operating systems and utility software. So utility softwares, I think a good example of that would be like your antivirus. Do you guys know what an antivirus is?
Yeah.
So it is basically affecting your system in a certain way by protecting it, maximizes your system, prevents certain things from affecting your system. So basically that's what the utility software is, but it's not the focus of our topic today. So we've talked about system software. We also know what application software is, right? So they are like our everyday applications that we use on our system. So examples are Word, Excel, AutoCAD, so and there are many others. That you can also categorize as application software. Alright. So like I said, it is a practical class, so try and get all these commodities out of the way and get to what we're here for. So what's an operating system? An operating system controls the functionality of the computer system. Like by functionality we mean like everyday running of the computer system. So perhaps you want to maybe send a message, and now let's assume that the operating system isn't there. The way it works is that the application software is based on system software, right? So it's kind of like without the system software, in this case the operating system, it becomes very hard for you to use certain applications. So imagine installing Microsoft Word without your Windows operating system. How do you go about doing that? Anybody? It's very hard, right?
Yes.
So that is one of the essential needs. That's one of the reasons why we need an operating system. It makes things easier for us. It removes a lot of the unnecessary things that we do. Because perhaps I wanted to put my system down and I'm seeing 0, 1, 0, 1, and maybe I'm supposed to like tick the right zeros and the right ones to get it to a certain point. How do I know the right zeros? 0 is 0 now.
Yeah.
And 1 is 1. So how do I now know which one I'm going to press to get to where I'm going to? So an operating system does that for us. It takes away very unnecessary things. But they're not unnecessary because they're important. But for us, like those that don't have the know-how about it, they're not important to us. So they're abstracted away. So we're only left with the things that are important, things that are useful to us. So that's one of the things about an operating system is it controls the functionality of the computer system. It acts as an interface between the user and the hardware. And I already talked about this already. So it acts as an interface to be able to operate your systems because of an operating system. It manages the hardware and software resources of the computer. So, you know, the computer has space, right?
Yeah.
So, and your applications, they need space to work, right? So in a situation where you are installing an application that requires maybe 50 MB of space, are you even going to assign that? You're not going to do that, right? The operating system does that. So it manages your resources for you. Okay. You know when you download something from the internet, right? It usually comes with a size. And when you maybe want to install that thing, there are system requirements. Where the system will tell you that, oh, you must have certain space available to be able to install this, right? So, if those things now, if those requirements are not in place, are you even going to assign that space by yourself? Do you even know how to go about doing it? Exactly. So the system does that, and that's what I also referenced when I said abstraction. So it takes away a lot of the implications for us. So we're just left with, it's like a plug and play. So you just pick it up, plug it in, and it does the work for you. As opposed to you saying, okay, I I have to do the YDX to find out if this space is going to be enough or not. Do you understand? If you are lost, please, you can raise your hand, you can simplify. Anybody lost? Alright. So, we now move on to, like, it's an essential component of any system. How many of us know that our phones have operating systems? You know, right? You know that our phones, typically any device that performs some logic has something that does the work for us. Something is in the background processing everything we're computing. So in a situation where maybe I pick up my phone, I want to send a message, there's an interface, right? So I'm either in a situation for, let's say for a MacBook now, the operating system is used there, Mac OS. Some people call it Mac OS, OS X. In some other situations, there are some open source operating systems, like Linux. Linux is open source, meaning you can download it, you can use it. I can download it. It is free for everybody, and anybody can change it. Anybody can optimize it. So going back to phones now, we have typically two. In the past, we had some very funny names as well. You heard of Symbian and the likes, right? But now, let's just stick to the ones that we know. That is the operating system for the iPhone, and that for Android. Android is the operating system. So for iOS, you can tell that the system is different. When you bring out an Android phone and you bring out an iOS phone, even without seeing maybe the way the phone is made, just from the interface alone, you can tell which is which, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell an iOS from an Android phone just by looking at it. So in similar ways, that is why we use what do you call it? An operating system. It's essential. It does a lot of work for us. It takes away a lot of complexities for us. So which is why it's also necessary that we have it on our devices as well, on our phones as well as our computers. They perform some operations, and because they are computers, they are digital devices, they make use of ones and zeros. And those things are not easily understandable to us. So we need those operating systems. They are like middlemen. You know, in retail, you have your wholesaler and yeah. So the people that stand in between and join the guys together, that's the operating system. Do you understand? Alright, so application software usually requires an operating system to function. We said this already. Like, typically, an operating system is a system software. So an application software lays the foundation. And an operating system lays the foundation. Application software just function or maximize the uses of those operating systems. Typical operating systems are good at multitasking. That is, they allow multiple programs to run at a time. You know, you can watch a movie and say, I play a song on your laptop. So that is also a benefit of having an operating system. It helps you do what we call a more technical term, multi-threading. So it does a lot of, okay, this one wants to do something, I'm allocate space for it. You want to do something, I'm allocate space for it. Then you can do them as in tandem together. So you can be reading your Facebook updates while you are listening to music in the background. It's all thanks to the operating system. There are various other uses of the operating system, but just to be available. So types of operating system. Here, people have different classifications. Actually, you have heard of single users, you've heard of distributed systems, you've heard of. There are many. People can classify them based on architecture, which is not important to you. Can classify them based on different things. So we just wanted to look at them in respect to user interface. So user interface is that thing that you can see, right? So an Android logo is kind of like a user interface. because you can create, like, the best way I can explain it to you is this. If you can interact, I think that's the best way to use it. You can interact with it, then it's an interface. Alright? So your screens in front of you, the interfaces as well. Why? Because you can interact with them. They give you some sort of meaningful information. So now let's start off with character user interface. In some cases, it can be called command line user interface. I didn't put that down, so you can write it down. So another name for character user interface is also command line user interface. So a character user interface is a character-driven operating system. And when we say character, we do not mean like someone is acting in a movie and he's a character in a movie. We're talking about things like ABC. Those are kind of things referred to as characters. And those characters now can be used to give commands. So when you type on your keyboard, you're basically typing characters in a logical way to give some sort of command to your system. Are we all here?
Yes.
Alright. So, like I said, when we're typing on our keyboard now, we're typing in a logical way that the system can now understand and produce some form of output. So if I was to type, let's say I wanted to say something, or let us use an example. So, let's say I wanted to make a sentence, and I said, I am a boy. It is meaningful. We all get to understand it. But what if I now switch it up, and I now wrote it maybe, instead of spelling boy as B-O-Y, I spelled it as Y-O-B. And I now said, I am a Y-O-B. Does that make any sense to you?
No.
Exactly. So, likewise for systems or computers, characters that we type must make logical sense to the system. So we cannot just type anything we want and automatically give some sort of command or output any result. There must be a logical flow to the things that we write. So in this situation, it uses commands to perform specific tasks. So now, this output, it is what we call commands, like I said, but they can be used on Windows. I don't know, everybody, you guys have your system in front of you, right? And let's have this. So just on the search bar, just type CMD. If you're having issues, you can type CMD. Yes. When you type CMD, just press enter.
Not working at all. Search bar, type CMD.
Example of what a command line user interface is. You type the command. sits behind GUI? So before this, there was something that you pressed to get there, right? You used your mouse button, click on something, now you type your command CMD to get there. So likewise, you can also use your mouse to get to this directory right here. The directory here, most people use right? Right. So let's cancel all this. Let's go about doing it. So you can just exit your command prompt for that. You can come back to it. So like I said, it is for I wouldn't say it's efficient, but in some cases it can be easier to just do things than going through many graphic user interfaces to get to the same point. So, like if I want to create a folder, I just need to go to that. As opposed to maybe clicking on my start button, getting to my file explorer, then from there, now go to maybe click another button that tells me to create folder, then I click on that. And I name the folder then. Do you understand? So in a way it's efficient, but it comes with commands. And commands are really easy to put in your head. Right. So let's get to that directory that we're in just now. That's the USB ICT hub. So we go to your can everybody see your file explorer? Everybody knows what file explorer looks like, right? Let's click on your file explorer. You right click on it.
This that looks like a file.
Have we all opened our file explorer?
Yes.
Anybody have an issue? So now, if you want to get people don't want So let me see if I can put up the directions for getting there. So everybody go to your this PC. This PC. You see it along the left hand side. So just click on that. This PC. For those of you that I opened it for, you don't need to go there anymore. Because you're already so this piece then click on there's a folder or a memory location called local disk C. Are we all seeing local disk?
Yes.
So you can click on that as well. So what shows up? Everyone is in local disk C, right?
Yes.
So from local disk C, there should be a user directory.
Yes.
You can click on that as well.
Hello, my name is Oguntade Favor Oyinkosola. At NITDA to get enlightened about ICT, information communication technology, and I hope to make good use of this by enhancing myself on social media and improving my business.
You're welcome once again to this beautiful training. You all look nice. It's always a pleasure when we are among ourselves, you know. That way we feel very much at ease with each other. This class is going to be an interactive one, not just teach. We're going to make it interactive. We're going to discuss. You know, as ladies, we like discussing, we like exchanging ideas, so we're going to run this class in that fashion. We will quickly look at the objectives of our training. At the end of this class, all of us should be able to define and know the major characteristics of the computer. We should be able to define what the computer is. We should be able to understand the history of computers. We should be able to define what a hardware is and know the basic components of the computer hardware. At the end of this course, we also be able to identify and differentiate the kind of software. We all hear of software, but there are different types. We'll be introduced into that in this class. We also know the different classes of computers and the basic acronyms of computers. And lastly, we understand the different input and output devices. The first question I'll ask us, without looking at what I have defined on the board, let us discuss what is a computer. At every point in time, we have been able to see computer, touch computer, read about computer, use computer. So let's ask ourselves, what is a computer? From our own definition, what is a computer? Anybody? An electronic device. Beautiful. That processes data. A machine that accepts data and processes data. Beautiful. Any other definition?
Give information.
Sorry?
Communication and information.
Communication and information. Beautiful. Any other one? We have gotten some key notes about what a computer is. An electronic device. It takes in information, it processes and all that. So based on that, who can now summarize the definition? Okay, let us look at how Wikipedia defined it. Wikipedia defined a computer as a machine. A machine that can be programmed to carry out sequences of logical and arithmetic operations automatically. That's Wikipedia's definition. So from our use, we know that it is an electronic device. Why is computer an electronic device? Who can tell us? Powered by electricity. Beautiful. If it is not powered, there is no way that device can be a computer. If it cannot connect, if we cannot power it to electricity, we cannot define any device as a computer. So computer needs electricity. So it is an electronic device that can accept input called data. And then it will run through some series of program or processes, and then it will produce an output which we call information. Are we together? Yes. Beautiful. In a specified format, depending on the format with which we want the output. It takes in data, it runs it through some processes, and it brings out the result in any format we want. If we want the format in visual, we get it in visual. If we want it in voice, we get the output in voice. If we want it in soft copy or in hard copy, we get it in hard copy. With this, we can summarize the computer to say, 1, it is an electronic device, 2, it accepts data, 3, it stores data, 4, it goes through some processes. It is not the information or it's not the data we put into a computer that we get. The computer will definitely process it and give us information. It will fine-tune it. It's like you processing a raw product. like taking cassava now and running it through the process. When the final product comes out, do we still get the same cassava? What do we get? We get other forms of cassava products. That is what a computer also does. It will take in our raw data, process it, and give us information. We cannot complete this class without knowing the origin of computer, the history of computer, the first generation computer. How many of us have been born in 1940, when the first generation of computer was introduced? How many of us? So that is why it is history, because it happened even before we were born. We only grew up and we read it in journals, we read it in books, to tell us that the first generation of computers started in the year 1940. As at that time, all the computers could understand was machine language. By machine language, we mean zeros and ones. If we write 0011, 0011, how many of us can interpret what that means? None of us, because it is not the human language, it is the machine language. So computers that were invented at this time were basically using machine language. And they were using vacuum tubes for their circuitry. These are examples of vacuum tubes. That's a picture of how vacuum tubes look like. For their memory, they were using magnetic drums. These are big magnetic tubes. You see it in real life. Very big. Because those were the first generation of computers. What are the examples? We have the ENIAC and the Univar TBN 701. Then we move to the second generation. I want to know the generation that we came into existence so that we can tie our birth year to the generation of these computers. The second one started in 1956. How many of us are born then? 1956. Nigeria has not even gained independence as at that time. You know? So the second generation was tested in 1956. Instead of using the vacuum tube that we saw before, there was innovation. Some people became creative. Some people decided that those vacuum tubes were too enormous, too large. What can we do to make this thing smaller? And that is when the idea of using transistors came into play. So anybody can, or any one of you can be called now to talk about computer appreciation. You will confidently say, I have gone through a computer application classes, and I can tell you what a computer does. I can tell you the definition of the computer. I can tell you the hardware and the software. I can tell you input devices and output devices. I can tell you about the classes of computers. Do you know that computers are classified based on size and purpose? You know? So you can confidently discuss what computer is all about. Thank you so much.
A very distinguished senator representing Lagos Central Senatorial District, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Dr. Vincent Olatunji, the Director, E-Government Development and Regulation at the National Information Technology Development Agency, representing the Director General and CEO of NITDA. We also have our own father and friend, Dr. Wahab Alawiye. We welcome you. On behalf of the management, I welcome you to the closing ceremony of the Women ICT Techpreneurship Program holding in Lagos State. For the past 5 days, we have been here, gathered here, and we have looked at various course contents within ICT and preparing these women who are here to face challenges in ICT and also to see ICT as a tool, as an enabler for their businesses. I have the pleasure of letting you know, ma'am and sir, that within the past 4 days, 5 days now, these women are being groomed and they have been prepared for challenges that they will face and how they can use ICT to better their businesses. Having introduced a couple of our guests from the start of the program, I also want to mention to us that this facility, the hub, is a facility that is managed by the Lagos University of Lagos, and we have also the manager, the director of the facility here, of this hub, a person of Dr. Victor Olumiwa. Doctor has been our host for the past 5 days, and he has been very, very tolerant to tolerate 60 participants for 5 days. I'm very sure that you will be convinced that Doctor has the muscles to tolerate people. We are still expecting the person in charge of the Lagos zonal office of NITDA, who will join us in the course of the program, and we still expect that the DVC, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of UNILAG, that is Deputy Vice Chancellor of Development Services, UNILAG, Professor Asenwa, will join us in the course of the program. Without wasting much of our time, we want to go straight into the program. We want to call on the representative of the Director General CEO of NITDA, Madam Kashifu Inoa Abdullahi, CCIE, in person of Dr. Vincent Olatunji, the Director of Government Development and Regulation, to give us the welcome address. A round of applause once again.
Thank you very much. About 3 weeks ago, when we started planning for this program, I was with my lady, and he called our mommy. And when she picked up, the first thing she said was, my mommy, our mommy. That shows, my boss is from the north. That shows the level of respect he has for our mommy here. And that shows the level of respect she has in Nigeria. So when we were planning and I had to call her, no, she actually called me, funny enough, she called me to commence planning for this program. So immediately I saw her call, said, my mommy. So if somebody from the north would say, okay, my mommy, who am I not to say my mommy? So our mommy, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, representing Lagos Central District. Honorable Alawiye, we've spoken several times since we started this arrangement. And Dr. Victor Olumiwa, and the friend of our mommy. Oh, okay. Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, especially our participants will greet you. I will start by first appreciating Senator Oluremi Tinubu for her tenacity and the drive to empower people in Lagos State and Nigeria at large. Actually, when we were planning this thing, we normally have 30 ratio. NITDA will provide 30, the state or wherever you facility will provide 30. When she called me, she said, how many? I said, 40 man. He said, no, I will call all of you going to go. Your teacher told me 60, so it will be 60. I said, how do we handle this one? I will need to balance it, NITDA and the facilitator. I said, okay, yes ma'am, we'll do 50. She said, what is it? Eventually, she sent Honorable Alawiye, and we spoke, we agreed. Immediately she came in this morning, she said, well, you watch one pay 60 leg. And I said, what we go repay? What the watch say? So we really appreciate your concern for the poor of Lagos. And the same thing goes to your husband, the only Asiwaju of Nigeria. Yes. Of Nigeria. Yes. Apart from Baba Awolowo, I don't know any politician in Nigeria that has produced the number of leaders that Nigeria has produced. That has produced several local government chairmen, several commissioners, several states House of Assembly members, several governors in the north, in the south, in the west, every part of Nigeria, ministers, National Assembly members, and even a vice president. I think one major attribute of a leader is for you to be able to produce other leaders. He has produced so many leaders. And without the support of Madam, I don't know if that would have been possible. Yes. So thank you very much. So what we are doing here today is to empower women. We keep talking about job, no money, poverty level, and everything. And one major way that has been identified globally to take people out of poverty is ICT. So people are saying ICT will take jobs away from people. But there are some research outcomes that show that in the next 5 years, we are going to be needing over 140 million people in this sector. And how do we take Nigerians, especially women? This is one of the strategies that leaders put in place to ensure that we take Nigerian women and youth and undergraduates out of poverty. So it is a special program organized for women. Because some of the things we'll be taught here will be with you for life. And there is this saying that when you train a woman, it's like you are training a generation. So by this little step we are taking today, we have trained a generation. And it's not only about training alone. We're even empowering with tools. These are your laptops. You have dongles to be able to have access to the internet. And what God do you need? You will be empowered. So you need to go all out to demonstrate what you have been taught how to do. And some of you definitely create your businesses out of this. We had this experience about 5 years ago when we started training physically challenged people. There are some of them that came back the following year. They said with the training they got, they were able to set up their business centers. And they were able to living through that. That is what we expect. Please, I appeal to you, on behalf of my DG and the entire manager leader, don't sell these laptops. Don't sell them. And don't give them out to Yahoo boys to use for Yahoo business. Use them for viable businesses that will empower you and empower your family. So on that note, we'd like to really congratulate you and we wish you success going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for he concluded by saying, don't sell them. And I want to say that that had been my message since we began the program. Every day I come, I tell the participants, don't sell them. It's not for sale. It's meant to empower them. I want to say, sir and ma, that for the past 4 days, these participants have gone through a series of lectures. Lectures ranging from computer appreciation, to the use of Microsoft Word itself, and they went ahead to learn how to use Excel to do calculations, and also how to use PowerPoint to make their presentation. I can attest to the fact that these participants have been formally groomed in this area. And very quickly, we'll ask ourselves, how did the journey, how did it begin? We'll have a 2-minute picture panorama that will be streaming or scrolling behind you, behind where the high table is. So I want to crave the indulgence of the high table to kindly turn or tilt your seat a little as we watch a 2-minute picture panorama that tells you about this event from the beginning and what we have been able to achieve. They say picture speaks more. So you'll be able to watch a picture of the event and what we have been able to achieve. The back end. I want to quickly recognize the presence of the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Development Services, Professor Asenwa, who walked in. You're welcome. We want to thank you very much for accommodating our troubles for the past 5 days. And thank you for providing us with somebody like Dr. Victor, who is tolerant enough to tolerate all our excesses as students in the faculty. Thank you very much. And on that note, I will humbly request for a goodwill message on behalf of the management of the University of Lagos through our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Asenwa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu, my dear sister, we have been on the trail for many years now. the Director General of NITDA, Madam Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi, represented by Dr. Vincent Olatunji. I'm glad we're now meeting in person. We worked together closely on November 30. And Honorable Ola Wiye and Mrs. Alawiye, facilitators, participants and beneficiaries, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from the Vice Chancellor, Professor Oluwatoyin Ogundipe, FAS, and the entire University of Lagos. I am sure that if it was not that we are currently at council meeting, the University Council is meeting right now, and I had to ask for some time to join this, we all, the entire management of the University of Lagos, would have been here. We would have been here because we believe that we're very good friends of NITDA. We believe that the University of Lagos is very good friends with NITDA. We have done so much together. NITDA supports our work significantly. There is this building that NITDA donated, well, not exactly, donated for our work and their work and everybody's work together just to advance technology in Nigeria. NITDA also supports our work in the Faculty of Law, and that's the project that I work directly on with Dr. Olatunji. As we try, as we use the technology, new challenges emerge, and one of those new challenges is data protection. Data privacy, data protection, and that's where we are working together. I have a law background. NITDA, we also support NITDA in achieving its mandate in the sense that NITDA sends students, scholars to the University of Lagos to build capacity in the area of technology. And I think that in the past 4 years, ever since NITDA was unable to send people abroad because of the cost of foreign education, University of Lagos has come in to fill the gap alongside a couple of other universities. So, but we would also have been here as management because advancing technology is a priority to us. For us, if we were not even going to do it, the experience of COVID has compelled us. And today, University of Lagos integrates e-learning, e-teaching with the traditional modes of delivery. I am pleased to tell us that in the first semester, which was after 1 year of COVID, we were able to deploy online teaching and online examinations for our year 1 Today, when we talk about online examinations in University of Lagos, you do not have to come to Unilife. You sit in your house. You take your online examinations because now we have the capacity to proctor e-examinations. Our lecturers have been trained. We know what it is to look out for, and that is how we have been doing it. In fact, in the second semester, we also were able to do that. Beyond adapting e-learning to complement our traditional teaching and learning, it's also, University of Lagos also prioritizes providing, reaching out to its community in the area of enhancing technology. And I'm very pleased to tell you that for the last 3 years, we have been holding an AI camp for young girls around the, well, in fact, we've had girls come from as far as Delta State to enhance their understanding of technology, particularly AI. I need also to say that because we do not want anybody to be left behind in line with the SDGs Agenda 2030, during our last convocation ceremony, we made appeals to our friends to aid us with the gift of laptops and all sorts of technology gadgets to assist indigent students. And we're happy to say that Dr. Jim Ovia, together with Zenith, made a donation of about 3,000 laptops to us. And from the beginning of this semester, which has only just started, we will be giving indigent students laptops because we do not have. I don't want to make a boast of it, but I say these things to just show how we are on the same page with NITDA. For the exams, we actually, in the first semester, we actually gave students data because we just didn't want anybody. The university paid for data and gave to students free data so that they could take their examinations comfortably and nobody. So we're very proud to be associated with this. We look forward, and you see, NITDA, when you gave to us, you gave to yourself. Because this place was here, you could verily come in to do this here. We're hopeful that you will continue to support us. We are very, Dr. Jumuyiwa loves doing things like this. And I know that last week we discussed other levels of courses, short courses that can be done. This will be shared with the participants who want to scale up their learning and certification. And I need to say to you, what we're doing today is actually the direction in which the world is going. I'm sure you know that you would have been reading that we've been threatened, maybe university education will soon be unnecessary, and it will be the certifications, the professional certifications. We're not threatened. Rather, what we're doing is that we are incorporating this into our traditional curriculum. Our goal is that when the students of University of Lagos henceforth graduate, they graduate with a certificate of entrepreneurship, and they also have opportunities at various micro-certification courses. I congratulate you for being part of this. I look forward to us also being able to support you more on this. And I say congratulations, NITDA, and congratulations to our political leaders in Lagos State. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you very much, for that goodwill message from the University of Lagos. It's now time for us to listen to our mother,
Thank you very much. Dr. Vincent Olafike, representing the DG NITDA, Professor Inwa, Dr. Dino Kachipo. Then the Vice Chancellor of Development Services of UNILAG, Professor Ashenwa. The Director NITDA Health UNILAG, Dr. Victor Udumuyiwa. Leader in my senatorial district, which is Lagos Central Senatorial District, and also the chairman of SUPEB, Honorable Alawiye King and his amiable wife, staff of NITDA here present, members and technical staff of the faculty, our dear participants, members of the press, distinguished guests. And I would like to recognize the woman leader of the Lagos Central Senatorial District who just walked in, Yalude. It is quite a privilege to welcome you all to the closing ceremony of this Women ICT Techprenuership training facilitated by the Lagos Central Senatorial District Office through the National Information Technology Department Development Agency. Actually, this agency is not part of the committee I belong to in the Senate, so this is just an additional plus that I actually really appreciate. despite we're all in communications, but I know they're under ICT and cybercrime. So, but this is really an added advantage to our constituents in the Lagos Senatorial District. This initiative is an intervention program of NITDA to empower women of all ages with digital literacy skills to ensure digital inclusion and implement the digital literacy pillar of the National Digital Economy Policy. It is not in dispute that the world we live in is run by information and communication technology, and acquisition of digital skills has been crucial, a trend that was further amplified by the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. At the onset of the resulting lockdown, it was apparent the importance of digital processes and the need of infrastructure to support same. Consequently, analysts have predicted increased dependency on technology in various forms. Digital marketing, virtual learning, which the VC just explained to you, and workplace e-commerce, amongst others. You may wonder why the participants are only women. As with several sectors, there is a gender disparity in the digital space. Thus, we must continue to work tenaciously to bridge this gap, empowering more women who can go on to train others. This training is therefore an intentional attempt to ensure that the necessary inclusion, and I also commend NITDA for this bold step. The scope of this training has so far included Microsoft Word, Excel spreadsheet, e-marketing strategy, use of information technology in the global business world. These, I believe, are essential skills to get us prepared for what lies ahead. I'm hopeful that you all have learned as much as possible in the last few days. These skills put to good use will improve your employability and will be useful regardless of what line of work you are in. In addition to facilitate your learning and set you on the right path, we will be giving out laptops, computers to each participant. Let me stress at this point that only those who have recorded 100% attendance and participation will receive the computer. Beyond this training, I implore you all to make the most of the learning opportunities. I congratulate all our beneficiaries and wish you success in all your endeavors. Thank you for your kind attention.
If not for the time, we would have shown you their presentation. And the next person is Olayinka Lawal. Olayinka Lawal is the group leader for Group C. One day I get to her. She's the one that led that group also to victory. A lot lies on the head of the group leader, but these are people that distinguish themselves, decided to lead their groups, and they delivered on the mandate.
I really enjoyed this program. It has given me the opportunity to know more about ICT, and I'm going to make very good use of this opportunity. I'm so blessed to be a part of this techpreneurship, and I'm saying this is going to help me and my colleagues in various areas and sectors where we find ourselves in our business, educations, and everything we are going to be doing. Thank you so much for this program.